A note on the comparison between Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding is today's topic of discussion. So, hey friends, I'm Moon and I'm welcoming you all to my channel. Friends, we all know that Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding are quite influential novelists, and right from our graduation, we have a lot of novels by these two novelists to deal with. So that's why here comes a video of a comparative study between these two greatest novelists of the 18th century. So now let's start the session. So at first we have our introduction. So at first we have a kind of quotation about a true novel. Okay. So a true novel implies a work of fiction which relates the story of a plain human life under stress of emotion, which depends for its interest not on incident or adventure but on its truth to nature. So this is the actually criteria of a true novel, or we can say definition of a true novel. So the genuine novel is found in the 18th century, which is called the modern novel. And Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding came in this era to capture the idea of reflecting life as it is in the form of story and to have developed it simultaneously. And Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding carried the English novel to sudden maturity with the help of their contrasted genius and complementary contribution. And now, about them, one more interesting fact is that both of them did not intend to be professional novelists, but they became so. So they became novelists accidentally, we can say, rather by the turn of events. So about these two novelists means Henry Fielding and Samuel Richardson, W.B. Long says that Fielding is full of animal spirits and it tells the story of a vagabond life, not for the sake of moralizing like Richardson. So friends, this is a kind of introduction on Richardson and Fielding. So now let us talk about the writings of Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding. So basically in this session I will discuss about the novels of Henry Fielding and Samuel Richardson. Okay. So both of them proved to be immensely successful in their new ventures with several novels. Samuel Richardson's authority as a novelist reposes on his three great works. Actually, Samuel Richardson is called as one of the finest of all novelists, and that's why his three greatest works, Miss novels, are Pamela, then Clarissa, then the history of Sir Charles Grandison. Actually, they are mostly epistolary novels. Okay. And then we have Henry Fielding, and Henry Fielding is also renowned as a novelist, and his most famous novels are The History of the Adventures of Joseph Andrews and his friend Mr. Abraham Abrams. So this novel is simply called as Joseph Andrews. Then we have another novel that is called The History of Tom Jones, a founding, and this is also simply called as Tom Jones. And then we have Life and Death of Jonathan Wild the Great, and at last we have Amelia. So friends, these were the most famous novels of Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding. So now let us make a comparative study between Richardson and Fielding. So at first we have comparison regarding moral purpose. Actually, Samuel Richardson said about himself that his purpose as a novelist was to promote the cause of virtue and religion. And in this context, Edward Albert remarked that a professed teacher, he is the embodiment of the religious earnestness of the rising Puritan middle class. Okay. And in the novel Pamela, Pamela marries her wicked master and prospers in the world as the reward of her virtue. So now we can see how Samuel Richardson treats the moral virtue of his characters. Okay. And apart from this, we have Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding is also a moral teacher like Richardson, but his morality is quite different from that of Richardson. He pits the goodness of heart against Richardson's calculating morality. Okay, so Richardson, actually in Richardson's character, we will see the calculating morality, and in the characters of Henry Fielding, he actually brings out the goodness of heart of the characters. Likewise, this in Tom Jones. In the novel Tom Jones, the character Tom Jones is forgiven his sexuality and is allowed to marry Sophia. So this was the comparison between Samuel Richardson and Henry Fielding on the basis of moral purpose. So after this we have the comparison regarding characterization. So, Samuel Richardson is a great master of characterization. He builds up his characters slowly. And the most important thing about him is that he is more expert in female characterization. His Pamela in the novel Pamela and his Clarissa, the character Clarissa in the novel Clarissa, are two fine creations of Richardson himself. However, he is far inferior to Fielding in characterization, but his characters are types and they actually lack the individuality of Fielding's character. On the other hand, Fielding has filled his novels with millions of lifelike characters. Okay, in Tom Jones and in Amelia, he completed a gallery of lifelike character portraits. After this, we have the comparison regarding plot. So, Henry Fielding is the first novelist to attach great importance to the plot construction. Okay, he actually constructed some well knit plots. Tom Jones' novel is a marvel of organic plot construction. The writers or the novelists before Fielding, not even Richardson, paid little attention to plot construction, but Fielding is a master in doing this. Apart from this, we have Richardson, and his novels are full of tiresome digressions and they actually become shapeless. However, his last novel called Sir Charles Grandison, it shows some skill in plot construction. After this, we have one point called novel of sentimentality and novel of characters in the novels of Henry Fielding and Samuel Richardson. So, Samuel Richardson's importance lies in the fact that he introduced sentimentality into English fiction and he popularized it. Richardson is also called the father of the novel of character. Okay, and about Henry Fielding, William Hazlitt points out that he has brought together a greater variety of characters from common life. The canvas of Tom Jones alone contains 40 figures, which is obviously a big deal. After this, we have novel of personality and novel of society. So Samuel Richardson is no doubt is the novelist of personality. He actually identifies himself with the characters whom he has launched into the world of being. On the other hand, Henry Fielding is a novelist of society. The picture which he presents of contemporary life, society, dress, habits, and manners is actually epical in its range and variety. His four novels, particularly the novel called Tom Jones, are the important social documents. Now we have the comparison regarding realism in the novels of Fielding and Richardson. So, realism is the keynote of Fielding's novels, where the contemporary life is depicted as it is, okay, without any artificiality. In Tom Jones and Joseph Andrews, these two novels actually give each comprehensive picture of life. And after this, we have Richardson's novels. So, the novels of Richardson, with their domestic plots, middle class point of view, are also marked by realism, okay. And now we have another comparison that is based on the use of psychoanalysis and humor in Richardson and Fielding's novels. So Richardson is quite remarkable for his patient analysis of the heart of his characters, of the characters' motives, their feelings and passions. And for this reason, Johnson praises him for his knowledge of human heart. Okay. But on the other hand, Henry Fielding treats his story and characters from the point of view of the humorist. Fielding himself says that his purpose is to love mankind out of their favorite vices. So this is the difference between the two novelists on the basis of psychoanalysis and humor. So now we have the point called the father of English novel. So according to Sir Walter Scott, Henry Fielding is the father of English novel. But many other critics have claimed their credit for Richardson. Okay. But Richardson is no doubt makes significant contribution to the development of novel, but his novels suffer from some drawbacks. Apart from this, Henry Fielding is the true father of English novel, we can say. His works exhibit all the essential features of a successful novel. Okay, so that's why we can call Henry Fielding as a true father of English novel. So friends, these were the comparisons between the two novelists. Okay, so now we have our conclusion. So Henry Fielding goes with Samuel Richardson very finely because they are one of the traditional pairs in literary history. So in many respects, these two novelists offer great contrast. In literary method, they are quite different. Richardson's way of making novel of portraying the contemporary life is that of a preacher. On the other hand, Fielding's way is that of a satirist. Richardson sought to teach by examples the beauty of holiness. On the other hand, Fielding sought to teach the same thing by exposing the ugliness of vice. Richardson made the emotions move at command of virtue. On the other hand, Henry Fielding in his novels gave or put sentiment in its right place, and he also integrated it in an organic series of tendencies where each contributes to maintain a mutual balance. So friends, this was the full note about Richardson and Fielding's comparison. And trust me, I know that this video is definitely going to prove helpful to you all. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if this video proves helpful to you, then please give it a like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. So bye for now. See you in the next session very soon.